Hey everyone, welcome to another two-tailed playthrough. I got a great one for you today. This time I bring to you New Ghostbusters 2 on the NES. New Ghostbusters 2 was made back in 1990 by HAL Laboratory, who, as you know, made Kirby and the Super Smash Bros. Series. It was released in Japan and in Europe, but unfortunately due to licensing issues with Activision, it was never released here in North America, which is a shame because it is a really great game. You gotta love that. They won't give us a great game, instead they'll give us a crap fest. Thank you, Activision. Thank you so much. Getting back on track now, New Ghostbusters 2, unlike the Ghostbusters 2 we got, is not a platformer. It functions similar to a beat-em-up, where you have to clear all the enemies on screen before you'll be able to progress to the next screen. Though in this case, instead of beating up enemies, you're catching ghosts, as you'll see in just a moment. So time for me to stop talking and start playing. Here we go, New Ghostbusters 2. The game we should have got. The game starts out with New Ghostbusters 2 playing in a theater, and all of a sudden a ghost rips through the screen, followed by the Ghostbusters. Talk about 3D. Then the screen changes, and we get our start screen along with the top score. Pretty cool. So much better than the version we got. If you don't press anything, the intro will repeat itself. So let's hit start, shall we? Now here's something completely new, a character select screen. You choose two Ghostbusters in this game. One is your primary and one is your secondary. You'll see how that works in just a sec. The sprite work in this game is really nice. It's kind of a chibi style, but you can clearly see who each Ghostbuster is. Now if you look closely, you can see there's one more person on the screen. That person is of course Lewis, who dons Ghostbuster gear at the end of the movie. For this run, I'm going to be playing as Ray and Lewis. I like giving the little guy a chance. Once you select your Ghostbusters, they go and slide down the fire pole. That's something I've always wanted to do. Then the game starts. Now the first Ghostbuster you chose is the one you'll be playing as. The second Ghostbuster moves as you do, like he's attached to you via tether. You'll want to try your best to keep him as close to you as possible, but that's not really it. The object of this game is of course to catch ghosts. Your character shoots out the capture beam, and once you have it, press B and your second player will shoot out the trap, catching the ghosts. Once you catch every ghost on the screen, an arrow will appear, and you'll move on to the next portion of the stage. Here we have a woman being harassed by two ghosts. So stand kind of below her and wait till they pass in front of you. Once you pass the first one, the second one will start spinning and release several mini ghosts. These ghosts will split up and jump around, but they're really no trouble at all. Simply grab onto them with your beam and then catch them with the trap. Once the little ghosts are caught, the woman will thank you and then disappear. Our arrow will then appear and we'll be able to move on to the next part of the stage. Wondering who that woman was? That was none other than Dana Barrett. We'll be seeing her a couple more times throughout the game. Catch the first green ghost as he appears, then enter the room to do battle with the chainsaw ghost. The chainsaw ghost is really easy. He moves in a straight line, so just stand to the side and grab him when you can. Next, we have to deal with a couple of Slimers. The Slimers are really easy to grab as well. This next ghost can get you if you're not careful. See the green tub? That's our ghost. Just barely step to the door and he'll lunge at you, but you'll be out of range. So grab him and then move on back to the next area. Here we have another Slimer ghost to catch, so grab him and then hold the arrow. As you can see, the game functions similar to a beat-em-up like I said before. Catch each ghost and then move on to the next screen. I find it to be a lot of fun, and it's nice that they finally got it right as far as Ghostbusters go and catching ghosts. You're doing the two things that every kid wanted to do after seeing the Ghostbusters movie. You're controlling the beam, and then you're throwing the trap out and catching the ghost. Why they couldn't do that before, I don't know. Instead, they gave us what they gave us. Now, in this room, you'll want to be careful of the ghost pushing parts at you. You'll want to duck into each of the little rooms here in order to get close enough to catch it. Then go into each room and catch another ghost that appears before heading into the big room and catching the ghost here. Be careful of the projectiles they throw, which look like hangers and pieces of meat. Catch them and then be on your way. You have some more chainsaw ghosts to contend with, so just grab them as quick as you can and catch them. By now, I'm sure you're wondering just where the Ghostbusters are. You might have figured it out already. If not, the next room is going to get real. Once you step into the next room, you'll notice that we're in the courthouse. As you know, the Ghostbusters are in court at the beginning of the movie. They then get to watch as the Jug of Pink Slime summons the Scaleri brothers, as it's a about to do right now. Here we have our first boss. Quickly grab the bigger Scalary brother and hold on to him. You actually have to keep the beam on him until he turns pink, and then you can trap him. You can actually move around while you have the beam on the ghost, a skill you'll need to master to complete the game. With the first brother gone, wait for the second one to come around, then grab him, hang on to him, and trap him. Once you do that, you'll complete the round. Stage 2 is the abandoned subway tunnel we traveled through, so we'll be encountering lots of ghosts with pickaxes and mine carts and that sort of thing. Quickly grab the first ghost before he can move and catch him. Then move up to the next part of the screen to catch the ghosts in here. The pickaxe ghosts tend to move in sporadic patterns and will charge you from time to time, but that's nothing to worry about, just step out of it. Once you grab the last ghost, you can move on to the next part of the stage. Here we have ghosts on jackhammers. They function just like the pickaxe ghosts, if not a little slower. The next part of the stage has a ghost riding in a mine cart. The ghost is no problem, just grab him as the cart passes by, but be careful not to get hit by the mine cart. It's very easy to do so, as the hit detection is kind of off with the mine carts. For the most part, just grab the ghosts as they pass in front of you and stay as far away from the attacks as you can. Sometimes the mine carts will carry the ghosts away, and you won't have to catch them. If this happens, just proceed on like normal. It doesn't count against you, and it's actually doing your job for you. Now this screen actually doesn't have any ghosts, so I'm not sure if it's just a glitch or whatnot, but just go to the top of the screen and you'll be able to pass right through the barrier into a room that does have ghosts. Once again, be careful of the minecart ghosts and catch all the ghosts as you work your way to the top of the screen. Now I've managed to not get hit so far, but when you do get hit, you lose life. You have a limited number of lives, and once you run out, you of course get a game over. You're given 3 continues and may be able to pick 4 up as you proceed on through the game, but once you run out of continues, you of course have to start the game over. I'm going to try my hardest not to do that. On the next screen, grab the ghost from the minecart, then be careful as the cart will still run around on the tracks for a few seconds. There are a couple minecarts on the screen, so do your best to make sure you're not anywhere near them when they come by you. Here the minecart did my job for me and got rid of that ghost for me, so I can simply move on to the next part of the stage. Now at this part we're actually climbing onto a subway train. There will be a few ghosts in each car that we'll have to catch before we can move on. Carefully move down the aisle and catch the ghosts as they move back and forth. There won't be an arrow after you catch all the ghosts. Instead, just move through the door to the next car and catch all the ghosts there. Once you finish with the second car, it's time to take on the boss. The boss is a trio of slime, which you can't really tell because they're overlapping there, but one is wearing a captain's hat and the other 2 carry shovels and shoot at you. Try not to get hit while you grab each ghost, and once you catch them all, the train will vanish, proving it was actually a ghost train, and you'll complete the stage. Here you can see I have 4 lives. You start with 3, of course. The next stage is the longest stage in the game, and that is Dana Barrett's apartment building. There are several floors that you'll be climbing up throughout this stage, each packed with its own array of ghosts. The first floor has mostly these pink blob ghosts, which are very easy to catch. They hop around slowly, which lets you get around them quickly and grab them. The third room on this floor introduces a Cupid ghost. It's a pink angel-like thing with a spear. The spear is pretty easy to dodge. Just wait for him to pull it back and then walk by. Normally you would have to walk around and go into the door to catch them, but if you time it right, you can walk in front of him when he pulls the spear back and catch him. Here I'm able to grab grab the ghost through the wall. Unfortunately, the computer can't handle this, so I have to walk around the bottom so the computer can get a clear shot of the ghost. Then just grab the ghost below you and proceed on to the next part of the stage. This area has more pink blocks. Not too bad, just grab them and trap them. Now that time I was actually able to catch the ghost through the wall. Sometimes you can get away with it, other times you can't. It all depends on the computer controls. Now this floor is the first boss floor. There's going to be a few more of these that come, but thankfully they're pretty easy. The ghost is simple. He goes back and forth swinging a ball and chain at you. So just walk up alongside of him and you can grab from the side. For whatever reason, he can't turn. So once you get alongside of him, he can't hit you at all. The next floor introduces a samurai ghost that appears, swings at you, charges at you, and then disappears. When he first comes on screen, he's going to flash for a couple seconds before he charges you. So you can either grab him or sidestep him and grab him as he goes in front of you. Alright, more ghosts. Just wait for him to pull the spear back, then grab him. Also another samurai ghost. So let him appear, and move out of the way and grab him. The Cupid ghosts are pretty easy overall. Most of the time you can get behind him and grab him without any trouble. Okay, boss 14 too. Let's see what we got this time. 2 ball and chain. Alright. You can either wait and get in between them, or just wait till they're both on one side, then step on the other side and grab them. Okay, third floor, things are starting to get a little tougher. Now we can have a samurai ghost that'll appear and throw ninja stars at you. Treat him just like you would the other samurai ghost. Just wait for him to appear and grab him before he finishes flashing. If you're quick enough, you won't have any problem at all. Welcome to Problem. Catch the 3 pink blobs in this room and then be ready as the samurai ghost is going to appear and throw stars at you. Okay, boss room take 3. Now we have jack-o'-lantern ghosts with sights. Thankfully, they're stuck inside this little door. So wait for them to move away from the door, then run in and grab them. It's pretty simple. And gone. Let's wait for us up here. Another ball and chain guy. And then 2 more ball and chain guys. So take out the lower one, then you can either move up in between them, or one of them to be on one side and take them out. Alright, now we have another new enemy. This time we have a Cupid with a spear that's moving. Looks like they finally got smart. So just wait for them to come to you, then step out of the way and grab them. More moving Cupids, yay! Alright, we're now on the 5th floor. This is where things start to get difficult. There's going to be a lot more ghosts to deal with, especially the harder ones like the moving cupids and the samurai ghosts. Like here, we have 3 moving cupids and 1 stationary cupid. I think that's like 7 or 8 cupids on this one room alone. This floor is full of even more moving cupids. Just slip inside, grab the 1 stationary cupid, and then wait for the moving one to pass in front of you, grab it, and continue on. Do the same thing in the next turn. Grab the stationary cupids, wait for your moment to grab the moving one, and continue on. Okay, boss floor, take 5. First thing we see is a ball and chain guy. Grab him, and then catch the jack-o'-lanterns coming at you with their sights. Move away from the ball and chain guys to give yourself some breathing room. Then once you have the jack-o'-lanterns, go back up and catch them just like all the ones before. Okay, floor 6. Now the jack-o'-lanterns are normal enemies. Well, that works for me, as I prefer them than the moving cupids since they have a shorter attack range. Just move in, grab them, and move on. I'm sure you've noticed by now, but most of the time you'll be waiting for the computer to move into range so you can throw the trap. That's why I try to keep the computer as close to me as possible so they can get up to the ghost as fast as they can, or else you may risk losing the ghost and taking a hit. Sometimes you may have to let go of the ghost you're catching and then quickly shoot him again so the computer will be close enough to throw the trap. This room was full of jack-o'-lanterns. They're kind of bunched together, which makes them easy to catch, but they do tend to spread out some as well. This room marks the end of the longest level of the game. Just go through this small hallway here and out the door. Now this is the scene where baby Oscar gets kidnapped by Ghost Yanosh. I don't remember Dana being out on the ledge running back and forth hysterically though. Even weirder, she just runs off the edge and disappears. Did she jump off? Either way, the level is finally over. Hooray! The next level is the underground sewer system. This is of course where the Ghostbusters traverse the river of slime while Peter's on his date with Dana. Stepping in slime doesn't hurt you, though it can slow you down if you're walking against the current. The slime in this room is going to slow you down since the current is pushing you back. Stand on the platforms in order to more easily dodge the projectiles the Slimers are throwing at you. Naturally, the room dead ends, so we have to walk all the way back once we catch them all, and back into the previous room. This level is home to these little slime monsters that move around with the slime. They start out as little mounds, but will eventually rise up and shoot at you if you don't catch them quick enough. Although sometimes, like here, it takes a few seconds to get up to it, so it's going to have a chance to shoot at you regardless. Thankfully, the shots are easy to dodge. Just keep your distance and wait for him to sink back into the slime, then run in and catch him. This room actually has us working against the slime and then working with the slime. It's easier to stay on the little area below the slime and then just step in when you gotta catch the ghost. That way you don't have to fight the current the whole time. For this room, stay on the side and let the Slimers come to you, then work your way down to the bottom before finally stepping into the slime. This makes things a little easier since there's less enemies to deal with in the slime, since the current is moving against you, making it difficult to move. There's also a lot of backtracking to do in this level. You've already seen us go through one room and into the room after it, only to have to go back through both rooms to get to the next room afterwards. Then again, we are in a sewer, so it's only natural there's going to be a lot of twists and turns and some maze-like action. Just keep plowing through the slime, catching the ghosts as you go, being careful not to get hit when they do get their shots off. Now this room is really fun. There are several different moving currents, so it's really hard to move, and you have to catch a whole bunch of slime monsters. To make things even better, more monsters appear as you catch the ones that are already on screen. So just keep catching as best you can, trying not to get hit. It helps to stay on one side of the screen, that way you're not getting pushed around too much by the currents. Eventually they will stop spawning and you'll finally be able to move on, and there are no more ghosts on this screen, so we can just proceed onward. Now this room has Slimers barricaded behind a wall, and we have to make it all the way down to the bottom before we can get around and catch the Slimers. Get out to the far right side of the screen as fast as you can and make your way down to the bottom. For the most part, the Slimers will throw their stuff behind you, so just keep heading down and they won't be able to hit you. Once you catch all the Slimers, these new ghosts appear. These tube-like ghosts have blades on their sides and will spin at you in a straight pattern. They're pretty easy to dodge though, so just sidestep and catch them. Now here I can grab the ghost through the wall, but the computer can't figure out that he can stand on top of me and shoot the trap. So I'm forced to let go all the way down and around, and catch him that way. What a pain. After catching that last ghost, a money bag appears on screen. I may have picked up one of these before. All they do is give you more points. They don't do anything other than that. So if you don't want to grab one, you don't have to. Now here we have spinning ghosts along with the slime ghost, so try to get rid of the spinning ghosts first if they're near you. Try to stay out of the slime for the most part, except for those times when it's unavoidable. Oh boy, more slime ghosts and spinning ghosts. For the most part, the spinning ghosts are going to take the place of the Slimers, but we will still see them, as one just spawned right there. The spinning ghosts are easier to deal with, in my opinion, because they don't move as fast, nor do they throw stuff at you. Now here the current is actually pushing us toward the spinning ghost. Unfortunately, the spinning ghost can clip into the wall a little bit, allowing him to dodge your beam. So you gotta time it and grab him as he's going back and forth. With that room done, it's boss time, and you can already tell just by looking at the room, it's gonna be fun. The boss this time are several of these alien-like ghosts that pop out of the slime and shoot fires at you. You're gonna be dealing with at least 3 at a time. Grab onto one of them and hold the beam on them, then focus on dodging the attacks of the other 2. Thankfully their fire shoots in a straight line, and you can tell when they're about to shoot it as they move their arms 3 times before they fire. So watch their arms, and after they move twice, move out of the way and you'll dodge their fire every time. Then just wait for your next chance to grab one and repeat the process. After you get rid of a couple of them, a 4th ghost will spawn. This is actually a good thing, as it means you're at the end and no more will spawn after that. Take out the ghost the way you've been doing until there's only one left. You actually have to catch the last one, so grab him with the beam and hold on to it until he turns green. Then just throw the trap and you've beat the boss. Great job! The 5th level in the game is the museum level. This game skips the Statue of Liberty scene and goes straight to the museum. I guess that's better than completely butchering it. This level brings together all the enemies from the previous stages, like the Cupids here. Being a museum, we'll also encounter lots of statues and guard chains, as well as pictures on the floor, vases, and other artifacts. Well, we haven't seen this since the first level. We're saving Dana from those 2 pink ghosts again. Wonder why she keeps getting caught by these guys. Anyway, catch the mini ghost created by the second one, and then Dana will disappear once again. For whatever reason, the museum is completely trashed here. There's pictures thrown askew, statues tipped over, the little guard posts are all over the place. I have no idea why the ghost did such a number on this place. In the movie, Yanosh just set out a whole bunch of candles in the circle for a ritual. Here, the ghosts have completely run amok and destroyed everything. Boy, the curator is gonna be pissed. Oh wait, he's in on it! So I guess it doesn't matter. Let's destroy the place even more! No, we can't do that. Then we'll just get sued by every insurance company in the state again. Now here we have a new enemy, pink Slimers. As far as I know, the only difference between this and the green Slimer is the color. Another enemy getting a new paint job is the spinning tube enemies from the last level. Again, no difference, just a new paint job. There's also this weird statue here. It looks like a hamburger wearing glasses. They seem to be a favorite piece here at this museum, as they're all over the place and come in silver and bronze as well. Now, for whatever reason, the computer decides to go the other way here, and gets pretty far away. Thankfully, the computer is right with you again as soon as you enter the next room. So feel free to leave the computer behind, or even have a little fun with him as you're going from room to room. Hey look, a silver hamburger statue amongst the pink Slimers. I really don't understand the obsession with it. Stupid table, get out of the way. What are you, hamburger statue thing? Maybe they're museum guardians or something. If that's the case, they didn't do a very good job. Now this room looks empty, but once you step into it, a pink jug appears. Look, it's the Scaleri brothers again. Just like before, get rid of the bigger one first and dodge the smaller one as he circles around you. Then take him out as soon as the big one's gone. I like how they can only be summoned by that same jug of pink slime. Ah, now it's the jack-o'-lantern's turn to get the pink paint job. I'm starting to think you may have to hold the beam on the pink ones a couple seconds longer than the green one. It doesn't feel any different though, it's the same as catching any other ghost. Weird. Okay, so now not only do we have a silver hamburger statue, but a gold and silver Venus de Milo as well. This is one weird museum. There's another silver hamburger statue. I think they're a favorite of the jack-o'-lanterns. Here we have another pink enemy. This time it's the ghost we saw in the first level, the tub ghost, except now he's on a picture thing on the wall. Also, the chainsaw ghosts are back, and they're pink as well. I guess pink is the new green? Now, if you remember the scene from the movie where Dana's bathing baby Oscar, and the slime in the tub comes to life and tries to eat him, I think that's what the pink rectangle ghost things are supposed to be. It makes sense when you think of the first one we saw at the first level when it was in a sink or small bathtub thing. What a surprise! Another hamburger statue. This time it's gold. It's also guarded by pink Slimers. And a silver hamburger statue, guarded by another pink Slimer and a pink Running Man. Another enemy with a pink paint job. Don't forget about the wall ghosts here. They must really want to keep these statues safe. It's easier to catch these wall ghosts if you stand in between them, since the computer seems to have trouble throwing the trap at them. Hey, the ball and chain guys are back. They're still green, though. I guess they didn't want to give up their original colors. Go them. Of course, that doesn't help them any. They're still just as easy. Pink blobs! And a silver hamburger statue! Oh, God! A silver Venus de Milo statue, too. This place is just full of fun stuff. You know, I think I'm starting to figure it out. The hamburger statues used to only come in a brown color, but then they saw the Venus de Milo statues in gold and silver. They also saw the Venus de Milo statues getting placed all over the place, whereas they were only put in 1 or 2 rooms. So the hamburger statues devised a plan to get back at the museum and the Venus de Milo statues. They saw the ghosts were spawning all over the place and knew that sooner or later they would occupy the museum. So they painted themselves gold and silver, which they felt they should have been painted anyway. Then they went and placed themselves in every room in the museum and completely trashed it. Then when the ghosts took over the museum, it looked like they destroyed it and the hamburger statues got away free and clear. Then with their brighter colors and the fact that they had all their body parts, the hamburger statues took their place as the superior statue of the museum. And to think, they would have gotten away with it too, if it wasn't for this meddling gamer and his awesome detective skills. That's right, I've figured out your devious plan, you hamburger statues. Nothing gets by this guy. I learned everything I know from the great Jimmy Kudo. Anyway, now that the mystery of the hamburger statues have been solved, let's get back to the game, shall we? Hey, remember these guys? These were the ghosts we had to catch on the train cars at the end of the second level. Oddly enough, they kept their original colors. I guess that's because they're so close to pink. Although a couple of them are kind of orange. Enter the room and right away the arrow appears telling us to go to the next screen. I wonder what that means. Could it maybe be boss time? Well, this looks ominous. Kinda like walking the plank. Or going to our certain doom. Well, it's not certain doom, but it is boss time. Holy crap, what is that? It looks like Frankenstein's monster. And it's splitting. In fact, it's not Frankenstein's monster or any monster at all. It's Yanosh, being controlled by Vigo. This boss may look tricky, but he's actually pretty easy. Yanosh is going to walk around the outside of the room, so stay on the inside. He won't actually attack you until you attack him first. Shoot one of the Yanoshes and hold on to him. At this point, the other two are going to start shooting at you. Dodge the beams the best you can while holding on to the Yanosh. I like to grab him when he's in the corner, as it seems easier to dodge the beams. Eventually, the Yanosh will turn pink and disappear, and then they'll form another one, and the process will repeat. You may get hit a couple times trying to dodge the beams, as they are kinda quick and it can be tricky to dodge them. Just take all the time you need, as like I said before, Yanosh won't attack you until you attack him first. So just wait until you know they're in a spot where you can dodge the beams from the other two. Then shoot one and hang on. It makes me wonder, if Yanosh was this tough in the movie, they might have actually gotten away with it. But no, he was just a mind-controlled pansy. There are a total of 9 Yanoshes, so once you take out 7 of them, you'll be down to the last 2, and then it's even easier to dodge the beam, since only one of them is shooting at you. Once there's one left, it's pretty much a cakewalk, since he won't attack you and there's nothing to attack while you're zapping him. So grab him and hang on, and eventually he'll revert back to his normal form, and you'll beat the level. Here we go, the last level of the game. Ooh, creepy hallway. I like how the candles light as you walk by them. Spooky. After the hallway, we reach the heart of the museum. It's time for the final showdown between the Ghostbusters and Vigo. Here we go. Vigo will come out of his painting and start casting a magic spell. 4 magic spheres circle him, then form into one, and he'll shoot 2 spread shots of 3 shots at you. They're both very easy to dodge. Run right up to Vigo and shoot him right in the balls. He's attacking you with them, so I don't think it'll matter that you're hitting him in them. Plus, he's a ghost now, and do ghosts even have balls? Anyway, shoot Vigo, then step back to the end of the green pattern here. If you stand here, he won't be able to hit you, and you'll still be able to hit him, dealing a great amount of damage to him. Then just watch his hands. When he puts his hands back on his sides, he's about to shoot, but you should be able to easily get in between his shots and then repeat the process. It's It's going to take a little while as he has a lot of health, but he will go down. This is definitely a case of the final boss being weaker than the second final boss. Yanosh was definitely a more difficult fight. After you do enough damage, Vigo will fly back into his painting, Oscar will reappear, and you'll save the day. All that's left is to sit back and enjoy the ending. Part of the ending is a pretty funny credits roll. I thought it was really well done. Poor ball and chain guy, even in the credits he can only face forward. And that's it. The characters give a little bow and celebrate, which is then ruined by Louis face-planting. Then they all just leave him there. Poor guy. After that, you're treated to your top score, which is pretty much only good for bragging rights. After that, the game will restart if you let it sit long enough. Do you really want to play the game all over again? I know I don't. Well, not right now anyway. And there you have it. That's new Ghostbusters 2 for you. I really wish we could have got this game. Unfortunately, things just didn't work out. Still, I highly recommend playing this game if you haven't already. HAL really went all out with this, and it shows. The game is a ton of fun, it looks great, it's got a quirky feel to it which adds that touch of humor that keeps you going, an original soundtrack. You can't get much better than that. Anyway, that's going to bring another two-tailed playthrough to a close. Thank you all for watching. See you, Space Cowboy.